just a point on everything on the NATO allies' agenda at the moment. I think top of mind is the war in Ukraine and how to make that aid more sustainable over the long term, which is why we've seen this proposal come from Stoltenberg's office about $100 billion for Ukraine over 5 years. It's still not clear whether allies will back that. There's a lot of questions from ministers about the viability of that plan and where the money will come from. But in general, allies want to figure out a way to make this aid more sustainable in light of a lot of uncertainty in the political sphere with elections coming up in the U.S. and a possible return by Donald Trump to the White House.
Yeah, because perhaps that could undo this proposal, even if it goes through. So how united are allies about that, but also the challenges they're facing in general as we're at this 75th anniversary of the organisation?
Yes, I mean, as I mentioned, they're facing these internal challenges, with some doubts among allies about the commitments by the U.S. to European security, not just because of the Trump threat, but for a while now, the U.S. has been pulling away and shifting more focus towards Asia and China. And so European allies are realizing that they're going to have to step up more in a much more significant way than they ever have. So you have these internal dynamics, but at the same time, you have the biggest land war on the continent that Europe has seen since World War II, and you have all these other conflicts erupting, including in the Middle East. So they're having to manage all of these tasks at the same time.
And of course, they've got to pick a successor to Jens Stoltenberg. Where are we in that race?
Well, I think, the majority of allies had wanted to sign off on Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte at this meeting, but there was a bit of a surprise twist in recent weeks. The Romanians put forward their own candidate with President Klaus Iohannis. So that's delayed the timeline on signing this off. But the feeling is that candidate came forward a bit too late to make any real difference. So most likely Rutte will be Jens Stoltenberg's successor, but it will just take a few more weeks to sign that off.